Everyone knows the Titanic hit an iceberg. But here's the strange part. Hitting an iceberg alone should not have sunk the Titanic. The ship was designed to survive collisions. It had watertight compartments, and engineers believed it was nearly unsinkable. So why did it sink anyway? The real reason isn't just ice. It's a chain of small decisions, bad timing, and misunderstood science, all happening in the worst possible order. On April 14th, 1912, the Titanic was traveling through the North Atlantic at near top speed. Several ships nearby had already warned about icebergs, but Titanic didn't slow down. Why? Because slowing down meant arriving late, and the Titanic was built to make headlines. Then, at 11:40 p.m., an iceberg appeared directly ahead. The crew tried to turn. They tried to reverse engines, but it was already too late. The iceberg scraped along the side of the ship. Not a massive hole, not an explosion, just a long, quiet tear beneath the waterline. And that was enough. Here's what most people don't know. The Titanic had 16 watertight compartments. Engineers believed the ship could stay afloat even if 4 compartments flooded. But when the iceberg struck, 6 compartments were damaged. And here's the fatal flaw. The compartments were sealed vertically, not horizontally. So when water filled one compartment, it spilled over the top into the next, like ice trays tilted too far. Once that started, the sinking became unstoppable. Decades later, scientists examined pieces of Titanic's hull. What they found was shocking. The steel used in the ship contained high levels of sulfur, making it strong, but brittle in cold water. At near freezing temperatures, the metal became fragile, so instead of bending around the iceberg, it cracked. Tiny fractures spread rapidly, allowing water to rush in faster than expected. The ship wasn't weak. It was built with the best materials of its time. But science hadn't yet learned how steel behaves in extreme cold. Now comes the most uncomfortable part: human choices. There were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board, not because of space, but because regulations didn't require more. Even worse, some lifeboats were launched half-empty. Why? Because people didn't believe the Titanic would fully sink. They thought it was safer to stay on board, and the warning signs weren't dramatic. No loud crash, no violent shaking, just a slow, silent tilt. By the time panic set in, there wasn't enough time. As water flooded the front of the ship, the bow sank lower. The stern lifted high into the air. The stress became too much. And then, the Titanic broke in half. Within minutes, the ship disappeared beneath the ocean. Over 1,500 lives were lost, not because of one mistake, but because of many small ones stacked together. So why did the Titanic really sink? Not just because of an iceberg, but because of overconfidence, outdated science. Human hesitation and a design flaw no one expected to matter. The Titanic didn't prove humans were powerless. It proved that nature only needs one small opening, and that's what makes the story unforgettable.